Good morning, Parker Patriots. So next week, we're going to do a little exercise in all of your classes. We're going to do a remote learning practice. So I want to talk a little bit about what that means and why we are doing it. So it's really important in these times that we are prepared to possibly have to do some remote days. You may have seen that at the high school where they've had to have some time to contact trace or needed it because there were several teachers out and they weren't able to fill all of those classrooms with the subs that they needed. So there's a potential that we may have a short-term time where we need to be remote. In that case, students would be home and learning. And so when we did this in the spring, we really did not know how to do this. We didn't have everything set up through Schoology, and we were in the middle, very beginning I should say, of a pandemic that we really didn't know much about. So we scrambled, we did our best, but now we've learned a lot. So we're gonna prepare you guys just in case we need to be in that situation. So next week, your teams are going to pick days that work for them, your core teachers, and pick days that work to have this remote learning. Your encore teachers are also going to do that. So for every class that you have, one of those will be a remote class. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to practice. You're going to practice like your teacher isn't there. I've seen some classes already do this where the teacher might be at the desk and that's their home, and you are at your desk at your home. Obviously, we aren't able to replicate this 100%. But it is important that we truly practice this because everything is more difficult when your teacher isn't there to just answer the questions like they are. So next week, you'll have that time and it will follow a schedule. If we tomorrow are on, well, it's not tomorrow, I'm showing this video on Friday. So if on next Wednesday we are remote, you will follow a schedule. And that schedule you can see here is that each hour, for about the first 30 minutes, you are going to have some live instruction. That might be Zoom, that might be Google Meet, and your teacher's gonna go over what you're gonna do after that because the rest of that time might be completing assignments. Your teacher might also invite you for small group instruction. Your teacher might have some time for you to go and ask questions. But everyone will be expected for the first 30 minutes to be on a live interaction. Well, how are you going to know how to get to that? How are you going to know the exact time? That's all going to be in your Schoology calendar. So we're going to work on that where you find that and are able to click that link and then join that live instruction. You're also going to have an assignment in every class. You're also going to have a discussion question. All of those will be part of remote learning if we have to go to that. Many of you have practiced these already, so you'll probably feel really comfortable, but there's little differences from class to class. Your teacher's gonna ask you afterwards for some feedback because they wanna make sure that their Schoology is set up the best for you, that their assignments make sense. So ultimately, if we have to be remote for some time, that you will be the most successful that you can be. So this practice is gonna help us prepare just in case we need to be in that situation. If you are in that situation and you are confused about something, you can't just raise your hand and your teacher can come over to your desk and help you. So we are going to need to really work on some of our emailing skills. Mrs. Geringer is going to go over some proper email etiquette, how to email your teacher, which you will probably need on the remote day. She's also going to talk about how you should be interacting on those live lessons like Zoom or Google Meet.
Good morning, Patriots. Today we are going to be learning the important life skill of how to send a proper email. This is something that you are going to use for the rest of your life. Today, after we are done with this video, you are going to practice sending an appropriate email to your Patriot Time teacher. There are 5 key things that you need to do in order to send this email. The first is in the subject line. Have it be short and to the point so that when your teacher sees that, they will know what the email will be about. After that, we're going to begin with an appropriate greeting, such as good morning or hello. Then you are going to very short and succinctly, in bullet points or just a short sentence or two, get to the point of your email. Let your teacher know what it is that you want and what it is that you want to share with them. After that, you're going to have a closing, such as thank you, have a good day, and then, of course, always sign your name. The other piece that we're going to be talking about today in Patriot Time is proper Zoom etiquette. It is so important if we have a virtual day that you follow these procedures. One of the things that you need to know for proper Zoom etiquette is that headphones with a microphone are the best way to go. It really helps with the feedback. We are going to ask that you bring those with you when we have our practice days next week. When you join a Zoom meeting, you are automatically on mute. Proper etiquette is to stay muted unless your teacher calls on you or you have something to share. After that, it is really important that you have your camera on. Your teachers want to see your smiling faces, especially if we have a remote day. It is hard to teach to a sea of blank faces, and it is fun to see your friends. Please remember to have your cameras on. Thank you, guys.